Yes, sir.
Dennis, it seems to me that you're the starring light of the Democratic Party. There's no one else like you, in my opinion. Question: were you not to win the Democratic nomination, would you ever consider the possibility of a third party and running as an independent or whatever you would call it?
No. Well, you know, right now my work is to try to make sure there's a two-party system. Because there's not. I can, there's a few cameras up here, but, you know, you don't have to cover what I'm about to say next. 1 year ago, the Democrats took control of the Congress. And it was done under the assumption that you elect Democrats and end the war. The Democrats have failed the American people. It is incredible to look back at the events that happened the other day when I brought the impeachment resolution to the floor, to see that if Democrats had stood by the Constitution, we actually could have brought the articles of impeachment right to the floor of the House, and if we had the support of Democrats standing for the Constitution, Dick Cheney would have been impeached the other day. Democrats have to stand for the Constitution. And we have to stand for a not-for-profit healthcare system. One of the frauds in this election, and there's a lot of them, one of the frauds is Democrats standing up and saying, universal health care. I mean, after hearing this, you know, occasionally I expect somebody to jump out after that and say, there's trouble in River City. Okay? I mean, it sounds like something, you know, like some drumbeat out of the Music Man, like con men making a pitch to the American people. What they're talking about is the insurance companies continuing to control the healthcare system with the government providing a subsidy. Meanwhile, more bankruptcies connected to people not being able to pay their doctor bills at any time in the history of this country. More foreclosures where people can't afford to pay doctor bills and pay their mortgages. We're in a crisis right now, and the Democratic Party is not responding. Just the other day, Democrats voted for a trade agreement which is going to send more manufacturing jobs out of this country. And I've said, no one else is ready to say this, time to get out of NAFTA and the WTO. Here's the one that I love, that Democrats who voted for China trade are now saying what a bad idea China trade was. Democrats who voted for the war are saying what a bad idea the war was. Democrats who voted for the Patriot Act, oh, what a bad idea that was. I mean, what are people thinking at the moment they're faced with a decision? See, this is why this campaign is a means of changing it all. Because the American people deserve leaders who get what's going on in the moment. This is so important. Leaders who can't be pushed, can't be bullied, can't be intimidated, or conned, or tricked, or bought, or... That's a great crowd. So the party. I'm the independent running inside the Democratic Party. Okay, yes, I'm going to take two more, one and one, yes, go ahead.
I'm opposed to teacher certification at Asheville, and as I'm slowly learning, No Child Left Behind is very much failing all of our children. So I'm wondering what you can do to do that. 40% of children in Buckingham County will not graduate from high school, and to me that is very sad fact.
You said 40?
40%.
It's bad in North Carolina.
Let's...
Bad in Florida too.
You know, certainly No Child Left Behind was a failure, among other reasons, because it didn't fund education. Right. And let me use this as an opportunity to talk about what the Kucinich administration means for the education of our young people. First of all, if you look at the rising amount of money that's going for war, for the Department of Defense budget, $500 billion now annually, the war in Iraq, $1 to $2 trillion it's estimated to cost, and all of the other needs in this country, housing, less funds, Healthcare, less funds. Job creation, less funds. Education, less funds. Our whole country is being turned into a war machine that's just, we're just gobbling up all the resources. And you can see the effects in the education budget. So No Child Left Behind represented the idea that somehow we're going to help improve performance without providing the money. I don't know anybody intended, expected that to happen. But let me tell you what I will do. I will reach out to educators, to child psychologists, to learning theorists, to parents, to teachers, and to create an educational system which puts the emphasis on the quality of the educational experience, not in a quantitative approach where we drill kids to be good little test takers. It's kind of a fantasy to stand here and say that because, when I was in grade school and high school, I hated tests. And I graduated from my master's degree in college with a 3.9 average, so I did something right. That's out of 4. So, but I remember, though, that what happens is this test-taking environment, it puts pressures on kids, and it changes the relationship to education. I want to have a universal pre-kindergarten program where every child, age 3, 4, and 5, will have access to full-time daycare. It'll give a big economic break for parents, and learn reading skills, social skills, music, language arts. Think of how our children will be so much better equipped to learn. How do you fund it? A 15% cut in that bloated Pentagon budget will be $75 billion a year, which will put right into education. And more money for elementary, secondary education as well, smaller classroom sizes, better paid teachers, better funded curricula. I mean, these are the kinds of things we need to do. And in addition to that, I want everyone here who's in college or who someone in their family aspires to go to college to listen to this proposal. Right now, the government is essentially borrowing money for war, trillions of dollars. And it's wasteful spending. It's just totally wasteful. I want the government to spend money into circulation for education where we pay for it. We invest in children, literally. Here's how. Make it possible for every child in this country to go to a 2- or 4-year college, public college or university, tuition-free in exchange for 2 years of public service, at hospitals, nursing homes, environmental projects, or if they want to go in the military. This way, now everyone here knows that if you invest in young people, and you give young people a chance to get a good education, and you don't saddle them with debt. Some of us in this room are, I paid off my college loans, but I'll tell you, it took me about 8, 9 years to get through college. Full-time, part-time, working full-time, going to school full-time. Everyone in this room has a story. If you've been working to try to go to college, if you come from a working class, middle class family, it's tough for people to get their kids to school. If you come from a poor family, you're out of luck. We need to remove the barriers to education, invest in our children, and then we have greater productivity and the economy starts moving then. It's a way to prime the pump of the economy. Invest in our people. Stop investing in bombs.